Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us as we track the next burst of weather that's coming in across the country. And as you can see by the animated wind map for Thursday, this is the subtropical flow coming in over much of the North Island and also for a time parts of the South Island. It's also the area that produced the strongest winds. We saw gusts in Wellington around 100 kilometres an hour as that front came through. Behind it, not so bad, but as you can see, there is a blustery westerly wind that's on its way towards the country. So this is how we look for lunchtime Friday. Notice the North Island doesn't have very many isobars, so it is not windy in the North Island on Friday. A few showers lingering in the north up here, otherwise fairly dry, actually quite a pleasant day. Further south though, the rain continues or returns to the west coast. It'll be mainly dry over on the eastern side though, with a light nor'wester, not as bad as it has been over the last couple of days. Now to lunchtime Saturday, and New Zealand lying in here with a large area of low pressure. In fact, there's a lot of low pressure all the way down into the southern areas here around the country. So this is quite a big area of low pressure, but it's not what we would call a storm because really it doesn't have gale force winds going all the way around it, barely has them actually going halfway around it. But there are some pretty big downpours, so there could still be the risk of flooding. Now, a lot of people are asking about Canterbury. At this stage, our gut instinct is still suggesting that the worst of the weather will be up in the mountains and not so much down in the low-lying areas of Canterbury that have been flooded. We've seen rainfall totals anywhere between just 10 millimetres up to about 45 millimetres. So again, hopefully that's not going to cause too many issues, but there could be some rain coming in there. And in fact, if we just zoom in a bit closer, you notice that most of the rain at lunchtime on Saturday is around the North Island, but there will be some feeding back down and in. You can see a little band of rain there for Canterbury. So yes, there will be some rain around. It's very hard to lock in these things in advance sometimes. Here's Sunday, and this is the area that we sort of have been focused on because we've seen this set up several times in the last few weeks, where you've got an area of low pressure around, say, the central part of the country. It pulls down a subtropical airflow to some degree, but you end up with this moisture being pushed back in. Now, this is sort of a convergence zone. You've got a westerly blowing here on the lower North Island, and you've got an easterly blowing here coming in towards Wellington. That's why there's an area of rain there, and it will be slow moving and potentially heavy. Based on today's map, it doesn't look like it's going to hit Canterbury so badly, but we've been seeing this little area of rain shift around. We still need to keep a wee eye on that one. And then we go to Monday, and things aren't too bad really, finally starting to clear up. There's still a few downpours. The centre of the low, or what's left of it, is over the North Island around Monday. So there could be some downpours, maybe some of them are quite heavy, but in the South Island, the winds are pretty light and variable, coming from different directions. Few showers maybe still around Canterbury, but that little area of rain of concern sliding more in towards Waited Upper, another area that probably doesn't want it either. No one really wants it, to be honest. So the rain is clearing away on Monday, and then what's behind that? Well, we've actually got a bit of high pressure coming in next week, so next week may not be quite so unsettled, but this time of the year, you know, things can change pretty quickly. That's all from me for now. We'll update you again on Friday with the very latest.